Hi there, it's Carolina from Sade Adventures. I'm popping on here to go through the itinerary of Peru with you. There's a little bit of everything included here, so I thought it'd be easier to just go through the day by day, kind of help you understand the logistics, and that way you can jot down any questions or changes that you would like to see on the itinerary. So I'm going to share my screen and you'll be able to see this PDF that I'm sharing with you. Let's use that as a template. Remember that you can choose any dates. We can tweak it in any way you'd like if you want to make it shorter, or if there's a place or a restaurant or anything that you've heard about that you really want to have it on here, just reach out to me and we will make sure to tweak the trip until it is perfect. But for this itinerary, let's just see how it goes. It is 2 weeks with some of the best highlights of Peru. So we start with day one. You would arrive to Lima. That is the main international airport. State Adventures will pick you up. My team will be there with a sign with your name on it. Private car take you to the hotel. So for this itinerary, I chose the Iberostar in Miraflores. Miraflores is that area of Lima, which is right on the ocean. It's kind of the center and the hub of activity. Their lovers park is there, all the wonderful shopping, and of course, the ruins of Huacapulcana and all kinds of wonderful restaurants. So it's a really great place to stay and be central to everything. And you will be there for 2 nights. So on the second day after breakfast, which we always include breakfast at our hotels, you will be picked up by our guide, the same guide who would have picked you up at the airport, to show you the best of Lima. And the way that we do this tour is we do a combination of the highlights and the sights around the city, but we also walk and taste our way along the city. So you'll have snacks at the ruins, and you'll have a tasting of ceviche, and maybe you'll make a pisco sour, and you'll go to all these little nooks and crannies to taste chocolate and coffee all throughout the trip while you're seeing the best of Lima. So it's a really great experience, and you do it on foot. You're not in a bus. So, and of course, a private car accompanies us at all times. So if you're tired, we can drive. But other than that, you really immerse yourself in the city. And then on October 19th, return back to the airport and a short flight to Puerto Maldonado, which is one of the areas of the Amazon in Peru. And here I have included 3 nights at Hacienda Concepcion, which is an Inca Terra property in the jungle. Really wonderful lodge, small, intimate, great activities, great meals, great guides, all local from the Amazon. So you will be there for 3 days and 3 nights and have all kinds of experiences. Everything is included, and you kind of build the itinerary around not only your interests, but what the water levels are like, what the wildlife activity is like. The guides go out early in the morning scouting. They have all kinds of ideas for you to enjoy. You'll meet local people that live in the jungle in the region. So it's a great experience and a whole different face of Peru that you would not have encountered in the Andes and in the Machu Picchu area. So it's a great part of the country. Of course, if you prefer cruising, we have wonderful cruises that go down the Amazon River, as small as 4 cabins, as large as 40 people or so. So if you prefer to be on a boat and go day by day down the river and do excursions that way, just let me know and we can tweak it that way as well. We work with a number of lodges and cruises in Peru in the jungle. And you don't need any vaccinations. You don't need anything extra special to enter this part of the country. So it's quite easy. So on day 6, after your time in the jungle, we will fly from Puerto Maldonado to Cusco. And because Cusco is at really high altitude, we never stay in Cusco first. We always have you acclimate in the Sacred Valley. It's just an hour away, but about 2,000 feet lower, and it makes a huge difference on your body. So while we're traveling through the valley, which is like a countryside, to your hotel, we will stop at some beautiful sites at Salineras, which is Incan salt mines, and Moras Morai, which are like laboratories of the Incas. We'll have a beautiful traditional Incan lunch at Isca which is a restaurant just opened by reservation only. So it's a really special place, farm to table. And then we will let you rest in the hotel because this is your first interaction with high altitude. So we want to make sure you're rested. Aranwa is a great 4-star boutique hotel, beautiful location, beautiful views. So it's a great place to rest and acclimate. The next day, our guide will pick you up, same guide who have shown you some sites the day before. So that way he gets to know you and he gets to get to know your likes and interests. And that way, if you like museums, we'll spend more time in museums. If you like to be outside and out, and active, he will focus on that. Having the same guide and having a local guide who knows the ins and outs of each place is super important to the success of the trip. So we always focus on that for sure. He'll show you some sites. We like to visit Pisac, we like to visit Ollantaytambo, but we do it with a little flair. We visit indigenous communities along the way. We don't just go to the market, we go to the ruins. And of course, if you want to dive deeper or be more active, you just let me know, because Sacred Valley is filled with villages and markets and all kinds of sites that we can visit, as well as adventure. So kayaking, biking, horseback riding, all kinds of things that we can do here. We can customize this day for you and make it as interesting as possible so we can take advantage of the days. And then on October 24th or day 8, we would take you to the train station. You would board a beautiful train ride to Machu Picchu. It's about a 2-hour ride. And here our Machu Picchu guide will pick you up and show you the ruins. We also send a porter out. They will take your bags, take them to the hotel. So you're not wasting time checking in and out and following the huge crowd that gets up the train. We do these little things and these attention to detail so that you have a very smooth experience. You go straight to the ruins with your guide and enjoy a tour there. We do a lunch in the village, dinner at the hotel. You see next to each day, you have a BLD. That's the meals that I have pre-included for you. Sometimes it's not all three because I want you to be able to have some free time, maybe rest at the hotel, maybe have dinner in the city. So keep that in mind, that we like to make sure you have all kinds of opportunities to have some free time and make this your trip for sure. The next morning is really special because we will rise with the sun and go back to Machu Picchu so that you can see sunrise, so you can climb Huayna Picchu or Huchu Picchu. There's all kinds of different trails and peaks that we can climb depending on your ability and activity level. And then beautiful train ride back to Cusco. And finally, we arrive in Cusco. So now we've been in altitude for quite a few days. So it should be much easier to acclimate and feel comfortable in Cusco. And day 10, sleep in, because in the afternoon, our guide will come pick you up and show you the best of Cusco, not only in the city itself, but outside, the ruins, the fortress, stunning views. It's a really wonderful city, all cobblestone, great for walking and exploring, and filled with wonderful food and people and all kinds of activities. There's always some kind of festival going on. So it's a great city to spend some time in, and you will be here for 3 nights. The first night arriving from Machu Picchu, the second night sleeping in, enjoying and going on a bit of a tour. And then I included another day in Machu Picchu so you can go out and do Rainbow Mountain. Now, we like to take people to Palcoyo because it's way less crowded, way less hectic. It's a very peaceful, beautiful rainbow valley. I mean, just color all around you as opposed to just a one major rainbow mountain. But we can discuss this and also your ability if you want to do another hike, or if you're hiked out and you want to do something else, just let me know, because we can remove this day and if you don't want to include it. But it is a stunning place and definitely very unique, second most visited place in Peru. And then the following day, to go to Lake Titicaca, I will book you on a Saturday train, which is a beautiful all-day experience. And sometimes people say, oh my gosh, I can't be on a 9-hour train ride. But let me tell you, after being woken up every morning and going hiking and moving around and being really busy, because that's what Peru requires of you, it is so stunning to be on this beautiful luxury train, have a beautiful lunch served. There's live music, there's an outdoor car, there's a bar. You don't have to be sitting the whole time. You can walk around, you can shop, you can do all kinds of things on the train. It does stop one time and you get off the train and visit a local community and then get back on. And in the evening, you arrive in Lake Titicaca, which is a stunning place. And I love when people visit Lake Titicaca because after being in the Inca territory, it's all about ruins. It's all about how things were. There are no more Incas. But here in Lake Titicaca, people live on the lake the same way they lived for hundreds of years. So it's really interesting to visit them and enjoy their culture and learn a little bit something new. These are not Incas. These are a completely different community. They speak a different language, Aymara. So such a nice addition to your itinerary if you go down here. And so we will take you on a boat, private tour that will take you to Uros, which are the floating islands, and Taquile, which is a proper island, which the roles are reversed, where men do all the housework and weaving, and the women are out in the farm. Again, super fascinating culture to come across. And then day 14, 2 weeks after being in Peru, we will fly you right back to Lima, and then you can fly home from there. So that is your 14-day trip. Let me know your thoughts, and what works, what doesn't. We can choose any dates. Peru is really an all-year destination. The only time that it's really rainy is about February and March. It doesn't stop you from any of the touring, but if you want to do any extreme hikes like 4-day Inca Trail, those are closed for maintenance because it's so rainy those months up in the mountains. But other than that, you can pretty much do everything you want in Peru any time of the year. I have been multiple times. I have been with my children, with my parents. I have been in the summer, in the fall, in the spring. So I am feeling very comfortable to answer any questions you may have. I'm going to stop my share here. I'll send over that link. Let me know your thoughts and what dates work for you. Happy travels.